Let me just be clear from the start. Embarrassment is a totally natural feeling, and I'm here today to help you try and kick its ass. So I decided to film outside to demonstrate the point that no one really cares about what you're doing more than you, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So I'm just going to give my view and a couple of tips on what I think. Dealing with public embarrassment. First tip, when you're embarrassed and you get all feeling weird inside, own it. Don't apologize. Unless you spilled your lunch on someone and got it all over them, then definitely apologize. So instead of apologizing, downplay it or laugh it off, because people are only going to be treating it as big of a deal as you do. Or in other words, you set the tone for how others will react. So for example, if you trip and fall and get all red-faced and try and hide yourself and you have that kind of body language, people are going to notice that. You'll make a big deal out of yourself because you're acting like it. But if you trip and fall and you get up and you kind of just brush it off that it's no big deal, then people might ask you, are you okay? But by and large, no one's going to give a shit. So tip number one, own it. On to tip number two, which is to keep in mind that no one in public really gives a shit about you. I'm not talking about friends and family. I'm talking about next time you're in public, look at who's around you and ask yourself if you're ever going to see these people again. And let's say you're at school or at work, so consider this. When was the last time you saw someone get embarrassed? Think about it. Can you? I don't think so. Unless it was really traumatic, I don't think you thought of anything in that little time span I gave you. But think about this. When was the last time you got embarrassed? You could probably think of it pretty fast, right? See, that's what I'm talking about, is that you care more about you than anyone else does, because no one else has that memory of when you embarrassed yourself last, except for you. And that's how most people think. And they think about themselves and not really the core of it, which is you feel embarrassed because you think others are judging you, when usually they're just not. I'm going to use that as an example. That's how much people don't give a shit about you, is when you're filming, they'll just walk right behind you. So for my third and final tip, this ties into the own it mentality I mentioned earlier. If you misspeak or just say something wrong and you know it, don't try and defend it, admit it. People will like you for how genuine you are and how honest you are, versus if you just try and, get all defensive because you're embarrassed of being wrong. At the end of the day, we've only got about 80 years and then we're gone. So don't dwell on the little things and instead share a laugh and enjoy the life we've got. My name's Adam Canopo, and thank you for watching. So quick update, I've been gone for a while because I've been home and I've just been on a break, but I'm coming back and I'm really excited, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm looking forward to making more videos, and I'll see you guys later.